There are a lot worse things in life than herpes. Welcome to Not Married to the Name. My name is Deuce Dangler. This is PBR. And today we kind of talked about stuff, but we really didn't. So we'll just see what happens here. Do you want to open it or do you want me to open it here?
I'm going to let Deuce open it today. We've got lots of gaming news on the precipice that we are ready to talk about
I don't know if
in
it's
minute
news.
detail.
Yeah, and very minute and uneducated details. Okay. Sorry, I just had coffee. My tongue is brown. Do you.
That's not why your tongue's brown. Tell him why your tongue is brown, Deuce.
Because
Tell
your
him.
mom was here.
Oh, fuck. All right. That
um,
backfired.
yeah, it did. Do you play much Battlefield? Did you play much Battlefield?
Battlefield 1. I wish I would have got into the older Battlefields, but my friends never played them. I'm a believer that I would have loved the older Battlefields because I grew up enjoying more long range strategic gameplay, objective grinding, free form thinking. So like living your life and being able to do things more than just run, die, run, die, run, die.
I
So I would have liked it, but
yeah.
I really love Battlefield 1.
So I think that's why I like Battlefield so much in general is because you can play it as a team in a squad type of, with a little bit of tactics, or you can solo one man army it and have just as good of a time. But I played 3 primarily, and then 4 played 1, but I didn't really like it. 1 reminded me of what's the Star Wars game? Battlefront. And I hated the feeling of Battlefront. It was just not right. Something about Battlefront didn't jive with me. And then with BF5, that was like total Battlefront. The movement was trash. The
Mhm.
mechanic, the whole way, the game didn't feel the same to me anymore.
I did play Battlefield 5. I did not care for the gameplay, and I did not care for Firestorm, their
It
battle
wasn't
royale
bad.
mode.
Firestorm
I
wasn't bad.
liked I liked the concept of Firestorm, and I loved the idea of there being a storm of fire because that was the most realistic concept
Because it
rather
would
than like
destroy buildings and stuff.
yeah, rather than just like a smoke cloud that's gonna poison and kill you. So
Mm-hmm.
I really like that. The only thing I didn't care for was the movement of the game. Yeah, so it made the battle royale feel
Yeah, yeah.
clunkier.
I don't know where they just what design decision they made and why it affected the feel of the game so much. Because you go like all old Battlefield games had a nice feeling to them. They felt kind of like more like Twitch shooters, like like fast reaction time. And then you get to 1 and it starts to slow down and you're a little more floaty feeling, and it's just not as fun. It wasn't as fun for me. But anyway,
It was a little bit slow.
yeah, it is slow. I mean, it's slow. It's still
Pulling out
good.
equipment, like if you're pulling out a limpet charge, takes a little bit of time and then you have to like
They they
throw it out
they
and
tried
it's
to
a little bit
focus
delayed.
on realism in the wrong ways. So like, let's add women to World War II and 1 and and, and forget about everything else. I don't know. Anyway, long
I don't
story
remember
short,
I think there was only one female character in that game.
BF5 had females in it. I don't know if 1 did.
Oh, I don't
One
know if it did.
one
Maybe
actually,
one.
I think 1 did. I don't
Maybe
remember
one.
anymore. Either way, I didn't like either of those games. This is not because there was female characters. Um, but the BF6 had a little leak come out recently, and everyone's like, "Oh yeah, it looks like old Battlefield, like BF4, BF3 era." And I'm just like, "Yeah, it looks like it, sure, but it's not going to be it. It's EA who's producing this game, or whatever studio is producing it. Um, I don't know if it's. I forgot.
DICE, are they still
Yeah,
involved?
Dice. I don't know if it's Dice or who it is, but the people who made the original Battlefields are no longer at Dice, and if they are, they don't have a say in anything because they knew what they had. BF3 was fucking amazing, and that was before like battle passes and stuff. So you'd buy like Battlefield Premium, and if you bought Battlefield Premium, you got the game and all subsequent DLC. Now they do like battle passes where there's skins and all this dumb shit that they're trying to fucking get as much money out of it as they can, and it's just not. I don't know if it's gonna work. But anyway, I watched it and
Uh,
I was extremely upset to see the gameplay, which looked okay. The map design felt more Battlefield to me, but hearing women screaming in the background, I couldn't do it. I don't like that idea. It's like commented on a video. I was like, when I play Tomb Raider, I don't want to play a dude. I want to play Laura Croft. So when I'm playing a war game, I'm not trying to hear that. Like it's off putting. It doesn't. The immersion is broken.
Is Battlefield 6 going to be modern war?
Yeah, like current day is what it seemed like anyway. And hopefully they nail it. And if they do, I won't buy it. But I'll be happy that they went in the right direction because I'm over
You know what's
Battlefield.
crazy? Your microphone kind of looks like Delta Force.
What do you mean?
Like the little logo on your microphone reminds me of Delta Force. Speaking
This?
of competitors, the little triangle.
Oh, this. Yeah, it kind of
Yeah,
does.
it's the Delta Force logo.
Well, this is a Chinese made arm, so they might be in cahoots with each other
Do
for all
you
we know.
so do you think have you even considered dabbling with the Delta Force campaign after seeing the reviews?
I don't look at reviews too often. I look at gameplay and make my own judgment call. Um, the only time that I find reviews relevant is when I know the game's dog shit and I want to just see people dunking on it in the review section. That's pretty much it. Um,
Okay.
yeah, I don't base my opinion off of game reviews. I base it off of watching gameplay and seeing how much content is actually there to be played and if it's executed well. I have a few people that I trust, when it comes to watching them play because they play like I do. So that's that.
So
What?
Battlefield 6, when's the release date planned? Do you
They
have any
don't even
idea?
have a release date planned for it yet. It's
Oh, geez.
still like pre-alpha stages, I think.
Probably November of this year, I imagine.
I don't know. 2042, is that what it was? 2044,
Hmm.
2042. Whatever that one was. I had zero interest in that one from the start. I could just tell it wasn't going to be a fun game. And then there's people who are I used to watch back in like early Battlefield days and like, "Oh, it's come around. It's such a good game now." I'm like, "So fucking what? I don't care if it's a good game now. It should have been a good game when it came out. They lost me. I am
I
no
worked with a
longer."
coworker, what was it? Probably, oh gosh, 5 years ago, who was psyched about it. He was so pumped for that game to come out, and then
Shit
he
on him.
he's he said it was good from the beginning. Liar. He was a liar. But
Kill that guy.
but I mean,
Kill that
I'm glad
guy.
I'm glad he was happy.
Kill him. Sorry, she's playing Fortnite and she was watching somebody like get a yellow gun. And I'm just like, "What are you doing? Pick up the yellow gun if they didn't."
All right.
Oh, they did.
So,
Sorry.
Battlefield 6.
Battlefield 6. So far, it looks semi promising, but it's EA, so I'm skeptical. That's the long end of that. Long end of the short stick. Whatever the hell this.
All right. I'll kick off the next topic here.
Go ahead.
Discord, looking at going into a public IPO, which would be an initial public offering for those of you who don't know, means they'd want to go public and offer trades so people can buy them on a stock market. What that would mean is possible advertisements, pleasing shareholders. Um, Easier way to fix this, they're exploring the option of an IPO. Maybe they just charge $1 and we pay them a freaking dollar and everyone pays $1 a month and they don't have to do an IPO. But
I thought
I guess we'll wait
Microsoft
and see
bought
what
them out.
happens.
Did Microsoft not buy Discord? I thought that was the
I have
thing
I have
a
no
while
idea.
ago. I thought that happened a while ago.
Well, I know you can use Discord on Microsoft
On the
now.
Xbox.
Yes.
Yeah. Um, I'm not a fan of Discord as a company. I only use their platform because everybody else uses it and it's just convenient for me. It's like YouTube. I can't stand YouTube or their policies or anything, but most people are on YouTube. So it's kind of just, kind of have to buck up sometimes. Otherwise, I wouldn't talk to any of you guys and I'd be on some, shit chat app that nobody else uses. So in a sense, I'm kind of forced to use Discord. But since I stopped streaming, though, I'm totally open to finding another platform. Um, they're politically motivated in a lot of their decisions. They monitor people when it's not appropriate. So, in my opinion,
Would you
I would never buy into them. I hope they fail. To be honest, I hope it
would you pay
bankrupts them.
for their service?
No, hell no. Bring back instant messenger. Uh,
Okay. I think I would pay $1 a month tops,
I
but I
wouldn't,
would I don't know.
because you're
Ads
signing.
come, I might not even wanna use it.
Well, there's already ads, kind of. They're kind of like slowly implementing dumb shit. Not like full on ads, but ads for their own stuff. Um,
Yeah.
can you
A
please
lot of our
turn
friends
off?
use the premium services where they allow them to look and, like, customize their profiles further. I do not do that.
Yeah, like Nitro.
Having a sign on where you join a Discord server and then your name makes, like, a cool noise or has an entrance theme.
That's cool and all, and I don't care that they charge for that kind of stuff. That's whatever you
It is
want.
cool. I
Yeah.
like it, but I don't wanna pay for it, but I like it.
I'd want trumpets playing when I join. um, yeah, nah, just something about Discord as a company rubs me the wrong way. So I'm a hard pass on
Maybe I
Discord.
want the Yin Yang Twins when I join, just
Yeah.
shake it like a salt shaker. I don't know. Or Lil Jon, "Yeah."
Mm-hmm.
I
Go ahead.
You wanna go with your next topic?
No, you go for it.
Wreckfest 2 comes out March 20th with the pre-early available access. So in 10, 11 days from now, we're gonna be able to play Wreckfest 2 if we want to, early access. It's pretty exciting. Uh, I don't know if I'll jump on board right away, but they have an upgraded physics and demolition engine for collisions, so
How long's it been?
really it's since the initial game came out.
10 plus
Initial
years?
game launched in 2014,
So
and then
10
it came
years.
to Steam, I think, in 2017 or 2018, maybe 2019. Um, but the initial game launched 2014.
I don't have my Steam open right now.
Graphics, though,
So
man, they hold up. The graphics in
yeah.
that game have
Yeah.
held up.
Well, because
Yeah.
it wasn't even called Wreckfest when I bought it, and I bought it before it was released. It was like the greatest car game or something like that.
Yep.
Then they changed
And
it to Wreckfest.
good thing is, Bugbear is the same company made it. They're the same guys making it now. They're the people
Small
that made
team, right?
Flat Out. Same team, Orin team out of Finland, I believe, right? So I think they're going to make it the right way.
Well, I mean, how can you mess it up? It's a fucking game with there's no characters in it, so there's nowhere to like go this way or that way. The group of people that we played with are very diverse when it comes to where they're from on the planet, boy, girl, like everybody has a good time in that game. It's
And
simple, it's easy racing.
the trailer says for immature audiences only.
And that is
It's just perfect.
definitely, yeah, that's the Wreckfest audience. They're a bunch of children. But yeah, I'm excited for that. To be honest, that's probably one of the few games I'm actually looking forward to, even though I probably won't buy it when it first comes out. Just
It's
because
totally coasting under the radar right now, I think. I think it's only the Wreckfest community is like bringing it, but why was that not in the state of play? You know, why was that not featured in some of these places?
I don't know. It was never
It's
really a crazy popular game. It's a very niche title because it
yeah.
is not as easy to, especially if you get in the wrong in specific servers. Like if you're in Midwest, you're gonna have a terrible time if it's your first time because everybody knows you're not a regular.
Do you ever just wonder, like, I wonder often how skilled we were at the game, how skilled I am at the game, because I've got 500 hours, 600 hours, whatever. Like, am I very skilled? Am I not very skilled? Would someone with 100 hours hang in just as easily?
I think
I'm
it's
curious
if they get
if I
targeted.
would like, yeah, I don't know, right? Because I think I know the majority of the tracks pretty well, and I know the majority of the cars now somewhat fairly well. So
I only know the tracks that were
I
in
don't
the
know.
Midwest. Every time I went over to like Poop Sock, I was like, I don't know any of these fucking maps, you know?
Wouldn't it be crazy if they just reinvent the wheel and all the cars drive completely different and all those dudes
Oh,
that are really good,
I hope
they
they
all
do.
just have to fucking relearn square one.
I hope they
All the
do.
tracks are different.
I hope they
And
add
then
another feature to the game too, where it's server dependent. But in private servers, I kind of hope that they add it to you can change the like. There's a realism setting, but I hope they make the driving mechanics like there's an actual shift in driving. So there's like casual servers, and then there's like hardcore servers where the ruts in the fucking dirt affect. You know, kind of like Mud Runner
there
if you've ever played Mud Runner.
Yeah, they do that on the newer MX games now too. I can't remember what they call it, like track deterioration, something like
Something
that.
like that, yeah.
They're doing a wheel compatibility with this one,
I don't know if I
so
care.
I don't think it's gonna
It's
work.
such a
But
controller game, like, it's just
yeah,
because you don't sit down and race, you're sit down, you're fucking targeting people, like, there's certain people that you're just like, "Oh, I'm gonna fucking smash into this person," and the wheel doesn't add or take away from that experience, in my opinion. So, whatever, do it if they want. I think they should, but at the same time, I'm always probably gonna play on a controller.
yep.
It's just natural.
It's
It's
one of
natural.
those. It's one of those games. Like I know if I buy it, I'm gonna put big hours in, but I'm just $70. I guess I. It's like it's not gonna be my favorite game,
I mean,
so
like the
it's hard.
Midwest crew, they're probably minimum 750 hours of the regulars, and most of them probably have well over 1,200, 2,000 hours.
Oh, all of them are over
You
2,000.
think so
Most
now?
of
I
them.
guess it's been 2 years.
Cheesy 3,000,
Cheesy's
two to
a
3,000.
sweaty try hard though.
Yep. Wifey and Irish are both over probably 1 to 15.
Yeah, I think wife probably has
Um,
more than Irish, just because he took a pretty long break for a while, and she never took a break.
yep.
But
Medic, Orca, all over 1,000
if
for
it's
sure.
solid though, I'll get a copy for me and her. She'll fucking love that game. You know, it's a good game for
Get
any
her ass
skill
kicked,
level.
but she'll love it.
It's
Yeah.
any skill level. I mean,
Just
it's
give her
not
the
like,
Duke.
yeah, well, if that's even in the game anymore.
Yeah.
Hopefully they nerf that fucking thing.
Take those vehicles out.
Take the Duke out, take
The digger.
the digger out. Yeah, all those trash vehicles. Lawnmowers only.
Yeah.
Anyway, the other thing, I don't know if you probably don't really pay too much attention to this kind of shit in the industry, but the Borderlands 4 dude over at Gearbox, Randy Pitchford, there's like abuse allegations and like sexual assault allegations going around. Allegations, mind you. But it's funny to me how all the companies, Ubisoft included, they're going through some big shit in over in France, I think is where they're based out of. Legal stuff that was not really disclosed up until recently. I feel like it's the companies that virtue signal the most are the biggest offenders of what they're signaling. Like, oh, equal rights, women are empowered, and like the actual bosses are like, misogynists.
Abusive.
Yeah, I mean,
That's because they're cucks, probably, right? They probably
their wives,
can't
yeah,
please women, so then they
they have to
get mad at
use
them.
their power. Yeah, it's funny to me that those companies, the ones that virtue signaled the hardest about how righteous and above all this human behavior they are the worst. Give an
Right.
idiot a little bit of power, and he's gonna do what an idiot does, which is they don't
So
matter.
is he so what's gonna happen to Borderlands much then, or do you think they'll still get the buys and nothing will happen?
I've never been a Borderlands fan. The Jack Black movie irritated the shit out of me. Um, I played Borderlands 2 for 5 minutes, and it was just not. It didn't jive with me. I don't like games when you shoot somebody and the numbers tick up over their head, tink 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 tink. And when it's AI, like if you're playing in like
Yeah.
Fortnite, it makes a little sense, right? Because you want to know how much damage you're doing. But if it's AI, what does it matter?
I've played Borderlands as
I know
well,
you've
and
played
I wasn't
Fortnite.
super big on it.
Yeah, not my style.
I probably have an hour in.
I probably have less than that. It was when the Nvidia Shield came out, and they have like the Nvidia live streaming service for games, and this
Mhm.
was before they charged for it. So I was part of like the alpha where I could just play any game they had on their servers whenever I wanted to. And I lived in the Bay Area, so I was close to their server hub. Uh, and yeah, it was cool. The service was
It's
anyway. Not the game.
Borderlands is one of those games where I guess to me it's just like maybe people get into it because and this is nothing against Borderlands fans because I'm sure I know lots of people that like it. But to me, it's like one of those games where like,
You're washing out, by the way. It's getting like lighter and lighter on your face.
yeah, I wonder.
Oh, there you go. Hey, you're perfect now.
Thank you. Uh, the sun's setting slowly,
Yes,
so that's what was
coming right through
happening.
your window. It's all good.
Borderlands is for people that
Suck at video games?
they just, I don't wanna say it.
Suck at video games.
It's cool. Borderlands was cool at the time, so it was cool to be playing Borderlands, like talking about it with other people, and like it was just a popular game. And once you get invested, it's popular. It's kind of like watching a TV series that's popular. And even if you don't think it's amazing, you're still like enjoying it because everyone else is doing it.
Yeah.
That's how I felt Borderlands was when I used to watch people play it.
Yeah.
But what do I know?
Right? What do we know? Um,
Each their own. Everybody's got a little flavor.
I guess. Yeah, and so playing Fortnite with her, and she's new to gaming in general. So we're getting into fairly bottish lobbies. I'd say 90% of the field is no skill, and the people who survive to the last four teams are usually medium skill. And I've noticed, I'm not type of person to play metas or take advantage of certain mechanics, but the only people who ever beat me are using fucking baseball bats or parts of the game that are not in every season. They're like, and I get it, it's in the game, use it, but at the same time, I wish they would do a mode where that stuff doesn't exist. It's just fucking guns. I don't want the stupid stuff that takes no skill to learn how to use. You just run around with a baseball bat and whack people and charge it and hit them hard. Like, oh, whoa, so cool, bro. Like that's, good job. Good for you.
It's kind of what Fortnite they like doing a meta every season though. That's what they do. It's a shame.
I don't like that in gaming. I think that's why I like Tarkov so much. There
Why
are
did
metas
why
in
did
it,
they do
but
that? Why did they think everyone likes a meta? What is the deal with that?
because everybody that sweats games that's only kind of good, that's how they win. They win by playing the meta. They can't win if it was all the same gun and everybody had the same. It's like
So you think it's a way to let shitty players
I'm not
have
gonna
fun?
say shitty players. I'm gonna say players that have no aim have fun. And the
Okay.
problem is those who are actually good at aiming, when they start taking advantage of that stuff, it's almost impossible to kill them because not only are they good at in general, now they're sweating the meta as well. So it's like it's just no fun. I think I got second place like fucking 8 times today. And we won a bunch too, but that's just frustrating. She's addicted. We bought her a
Does
brand
she
new
love
gaming
chicken
monitor.
dinners? She loves winning
She just died.
Fortnite Battle Royale.
She's level 53 already. So this is her first ever video game outside of like Nintendo Switch stuff and
Is
like
she good at
casual
landing?
gaming. She doesn't have a problem landing. She had the one main problem I'd say is she's looking at me, shooting and not moving and not like keeping yourself in motion.
Yeah.
But
Maybe like having a person, what I would say something to a new person gaming is like let the person run into your crosshair. Don't follow them.
that's a
Wait for them
controller
to
thing.
run into you.
That's a controller thing more
Are
than
you
a
making
mouse
her
thing.
play on a fucking keyboard and
Oh yeah,
mouse?
she's mouse and keyboard for sure.
No wonder she's shit at the
No,
game so far,
she's
dude.
worse on a controller. Cause like
No.
thumb dexterity, she works on a
She'd have way
computer
more
all
fun
day.
on a
No,
controller.
she's played it on
True.
a controller. Thumb
Okay.
dexterity is a lot harder to master than something that you're already familiar with, which would be moving a
You're gonna
mouse
make
around the
her a
screen.
killer keyboard and mouse player.
She's gonna be good. I mean, she's better than most people who've played one video game their entire life. And we went and bought her a brand new monitor, so she's using my laptop still, but we got her a 175 hertz 1080p monitor, little gaming monitor, 27-inch. So, because she played on my 32-inch monitor, she's like, "Oh, it's so much nicer than the little 15-inch laptop." So, yeah.
Aim's probably a little bit easier on the 15,
Well, and she can
but just
see
not
things
as
cleaner. Oh yeah, I
yeah.
mean maybe it depends. You just adjust
Well,
sensitivities.
field of view is probably nicer on the 32.
Well,
I
mine's
find that 24 to 27 is about perfect. That's
my,
what I like.
I have a 32. She has a 27, and I gave Najoni my 32 that I was using for my racing chair, which I'm actually going to be selling my wheel soon, unfortunately. But like Najoni said, uh, we
Just
can
don't
buy
use it
another
enough.
one. No, you can buy another one. I don't use it enough, and I need to pay bills, so don't really have an option at this point.
I
Plus, I
kind of
got a
need to
couple
sell
grand.
mine too, man.
If we're gonna be playing Wreckfest, you don't really need it. I've got over a couple grand in my peripherals alone, not including my chair. So um, I should be able to recoup most of that.
So you're selling just the wheel or the whole rig?
Maybe the rig. The rig's gonna be hard to sell because it's not like it's an actuated rig, so it's not like just selling a seat. You're selling something that somebody has to have a little bit of technical know-how to operate. They have to.
Damn it, Joe Biden! Why are you doing this to our economy?
Why did you do this? It's okay.
Damn it!
It is what it is. I'm probably gonna buy some Bitcoin because it's down right now too. 82, I think.
These tariffs aren't going to help,
Yeah,
but
whatever.
hopefully in the long run.
In the long run is all that matters. This short-sighted stuff isn't helping anybody's mental state.
Damn this bird flu. Eggs.
Damn, it's up 83. Eggs are actually down a little bit. The other day they were $29 for the 60 rack at Walmart, and now they're
Or are they seven
28.
to $8 for a dozen?
$6 here.
They're 7 for
65.
1 dozen here.
That's crazy. We get 60 eggs for $28, so it's like 46 cents an egg or 43 cents, whatever it breaks down to.
Still such a cheap ass food. Like
It is, it really is.
in
But at the
reality.
same time, the way I was eating eggs previously was like 6 to 7 eggs every morning. So can't really do that anymore because then I'd be going to the store all the time. But between her and I and the kids every once in a while, like 60 eggs is holds us over for at least a week and a half, 2 weeks almost. So
You eat a lot of eggs then.
every morning, yeah. It's just the easiest
How
breakfast.
how many?
2 to 3.
Cast iron?
Do some scrambies or some over easies or sometimes sunny side up, but I like to put a lid on it so it steams the top. I just don't like the clearness, you know? But yeah. Eggs. That's a conversation. That's funny. Eggs. Eggs.
All
What
right.
else you got?
Monster Hunter Wilds. Sales have been successful.
And retained player count. I think the only
Good for
problem,
them.
yeah, good for them, I guess. I don't know anything about the developer. Um, the game looks a little gay to me, but I've never played
Hmm.
it, so I don't know what the first versions of the game had, the originals. I don't know
I
if
know
that
a
gay
guy
shit's
that
always been there or
absolutely
not.
loves that game. He loved the first one and he loved Monster Hunter Worlds. Said it was amazing. And he's been digging in every time I look on my computer, he's playing. So
That's, I mean,
must
hey,
be loving it.
yeah. I don't know anything about that game to be talking shit. It doesn't really make headlines for anything other than it's popular and people are playing it. So
I like the concept of a monster hunting game. I played Dauntless for free and I liked that game. And
what
that
is it?
was as a free version. Dauntless was like a free version of Monster Hunter. I think
Hmm.
it was an Epic Games game.
Don't know.
I'm not
Oh,
sure.
that's what Grant got me downloading. Let's see, what's it called here? Frag Punk.
Yeah, he told me about that game.
Yeah, it's paused right now. It's about halfway downloaded. I'm gonna play that tonight and see how that is. It's a first-person round-based game. Uh,
First person.
yep. He said it. I said it looks a little, but he said it's not. He said there's girls with big tits, so I don't
So
know.
it's supposed to be like Counter-Strike?
Ish, ish. It has like these cards that you can stack, and like they grant you like different, not necessarily abilities, but perks, I guess, or deficits. I don't even know how it works, honestly. So
Cool.
we'll see. Yeah, it could be fun. I'll let you know in the next one. Maybe if it is good. I don't know what your schedule's like, but maybe we can play it one night.
Sweet.
Yeah.
We got VR episode and Harry Potter you'd still wanted to talk about.
Oh, isn't it so obvious what they're doing? I don't understand. We'll talk about Harry Potter. Why? So this is my theory, right? So Snape was always a bad guy, okay? And I think in the more recent movies and stuff, he's kind of become more of a neutral character and kind of like almost cresting into the so bad he's good kind of thing. And so now they're race swapping him. He is Snape Chocolate Face now. So,
Did you watch all of the Harry Potter movies?
I stopped watching Harry Potter movies after the fourth one, maybe the fifth one. My ex was a
Okay,
pothead, so she was
you do
all
not
about it.
you do not wanna you're misjudging his character then.
Okay, he's not the bad good guy now.
I don't wanna spoil it for anybody or
Why?
you.
Fuck that shit. Spoil. What does that matter?
Okay, he's a good guy. He's a 100% good guy,
Okay, that's why they were
playing a
spoiled.
bad guy.
Yeah. Okay, so I was right.
He's an undercover bad guy.
Yeah. Now he's a black guy.
It comes out in, like, episodes or movie 6, 7, whatever, that he's a good guy.
Oh yeah. Uh huh. Yeah. Uh huh.
He saves Potter. He just fucking hates Potter because he loved Potter's mom.
Ah.
He hates Potter's dad, but he actually is a good guy.
Hmm. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense now why they would change that because he's the new hero. I guess it's a TV episode series too. It's not a movie, so I hope it fails. I've been to Harry Potter World in where is it?
Disney World in Florida?
Nah, it's
Cali?
it's Universal. Is that where it was at?
Yes.
Yeah, so I've been there
Florida
in
or
flesh,
California?
California. Um, God, they suck money out of people who like that kind of shit. I mean, it is such a waste of money. It really is. You go in there, they have like a wand shop, and it's like ridiculous amounts of money for wands. They have like all the things from the show, and it's basically a money grab. They're like, oh, look at these stupid people who are so into this shit. We're just gonna suck money out of them like it's a fucking vein in uh, a blood drive. Like it's so bad. People are such shills. I can't stand it. If
It's an experience, man.
you ever heard of no what? Jerking off is a better experience than that. Have you ever
Stop it.
have you heard
My girlfriend has a wand. I can't.
listen,
She has a wand, man.
I'm
I
so
can't.
sorry that it doesn't actually work though. She knows that.
Yeah,
She doesn't like
probably.
she doesn't like twizzle it at you and like hope that you disappear. Look, nothing against it, but I don't get it. I don't get it. There's much more happening in life than sucking up to like people you don't know. That drives me crazy. Sorry you're not going to get laid tomorrow, bud.
She's coming here this week.
Oh yeah, you should tell her to bring the wand. Tell her
You
you got
wanna know
some.
something really funny?
Yeah,
She said the other day we were watching Prison Break, and this guy has, a beard, but it's only a beard right here, and he always licks it. And she called it a flavor saver, which I
yeah,
forgot that that's what those are called.
yeah.
So yesterday I shaved my flavor saver, and I'm like, "Damn, I look horrible. I need to just grow this back out as soon as possible."
It's one of those weird spots because some people don't grow hair here at all. But
I
then
think I look better with a flavor saver.
I think it depends on how long the rest of your hair is. Like right now, my mustache needs to be trimmed. It's curling the lips a little bit.
You should do just a mustache for a while.
I have before. I have too much of a inherent. What do you call it? Not inherent. Inherited double chin. Like I'm not out of shape by any means, but there's this little pocket down here. I just nope. Sorry, I got to keep that shit covered. It's like
I
women in
disguise I've got a
spandex.
double chin here too.
I think most people do, but we're so used to like, nah. My mom actually got her surgically like lifted right here to get rid of it because it's like prevalent in our family. So like her dad had, I like to call it the gobble chin. When someone who was a little bit bigger thins
Turkey go
out. Yeah.
yeah, the turkey gobble.
um.
That's the one thing I'm sure when people get older, it just gets more and more prevalent. You're gonna see the gobble.
Yeah. If I was, I'm like not for those kinds of surgeries or whatever. But I think if I was old enough, if I was old enough, that'd be the one thing I'd do is get my shit pulled tight right here.
Wouldn't be a bad thing.
It's more
I could do
self
I could
conscious
do
thing.
something like that cosmetically.
Yeah, that'd be about as far as I'll ever go. You can't make a 12-foot penis much bigger, so I don't have any room there.
Just every time someone looks up at you, they see a double chin.
Well, I shaved my beard because if you go back a couple episodes, I had the big beard, and then I shaved it off, and Joni's like, "Yeah, double chin," and I was like, "Fuck you, you fucking little bitch." Um, VR. So from double chins to VR, where you won't have a double chin, you could be a Chad chin in VR.
Or you could be an anime hottie, even though you're a dude.
Anime hottie with a donger, a tranime hottie. Ooh. Do you have much experience in VR
I have played VR chat for probably 30 hours.
at your house? Like you had your own VR unit?
No, I played keyboard and mouse
Oh, so you didn't
with
actually
people.
experience the depth of field and like the actual immersive feeling of it.
No, I wish.
Yeah.
I've played VR chat in depth of field with a Vive Pro,
Hmm.
in whatever they're called, Vive Pro
HTC.
for pro. Yes,
Hmm.
um, for probably 2 hours,
Okay. That's
and
enough time
I
to
enjoyed it.
understand it.
Drinking in the bar, walking around, going upstairs, all that stuff,
Yeah,
which is what made me download VR chat at home. I know I lost focus.
that's fine.
Maybe download VR chat at home. It's fun. You can play games on there, interact with
It's like a
people.
Discord chat, but interactive, and you can like really do
VR
stuff.
chat today, yeah, it's totally morphed. It's its own thing now. Like right now, VR chat's just, in my opinion, younger people
Jerking off
trying to
behind the
hang
scenes.
out and like,
Yeah,
yeah, I wouldn't recommend it now for someone going in there to experience what we would want to do.
yeah.
But if it's for every, I mean, if you're socially awkward, maybe go play VR chat.
I think a lot of people probably that do play that game don't play anything else, and when they like that's where they meet people is probably through there. I mean, obviously you're a gamer if you're playing VR chat, to some degree, so they probably have a connection instantly that way.
I mean, my cousin met his furry friends through the VR chat, so
That makes sense. I mean, it's easier to walk around in VR with a furry suit than it is to walk around in public in a furry suit because then you get people going like, "Look at that freaking weirdo,"
yep.
So
We did VR. We go into the open mic nights and listen to people do stand-up comedy,
I've seen clips of that.
stuff like that. Like always funny stuff. We'd go to like the McDonald's's and like watch people like go in there and fuck around with people trying to serve food,
Yeah,
different things, and
I could
just
see it being really cool for like RP stuff. I'm sure there's
yeah.
RP servers, but I bet I could see it being really fun for that, where you can kind of like be a little bit more interactive with the world instead of just you/bench, or whatever the hell we're doing.
And world exploring. That's 100% what's so fun.
Yeah,
Exploring random worlds. That's really cool.
yeah. But outside of VR chat, I had the original what Oculus before Facebook bought them. So I had the Oculus. It was a alpha, I think, or maybe it was a beta unit. Anyway, it was a pre-sales unit. It wasn't like um, the finalized product. And I bought that. It smelt like a guy who lived in a basement with cats. Um, but I cleaned it up and I used it, and it was fun. But even then, back then when I got it, and this was almost 14 years ago, I think. I was like, it's cool, but it's not there for me. And I said, maybe in 10 years it'll be there. Well, I was fucking wrong. I should have said in 25 years it'll be where I want it to be. Because even today, it's not where I would want it to be when it comes to clarity of images in the distance. VR is made for up close stuff and things that are happening right in front of you. And for even like racing games for me, when you're driving, you're not looking at your steering wheel. You're looking ahead of yourself so you know what to do. And because the only thing that's really in focus is what's in front of you, I can't play racing games because I'm trying to focus in the distance, but the distance is the least rendered part. So it's cool, I guess, maybe if you have really good eyesight, but something about it, it's not there yet for me. I need it to be like, native gaming is at 8K plus. We have graphics cards that can push that kind of frame rate power.
It's got a ways to go. I think a lot of the game concept ideas are really cool and fun.
Some of them are
I think
cool.
there just needs to be some more development. 10 years, like you said, probably is where we're going to be at before we really want to dive in to VR.
Yeah, they have an Omni treadmill. I think the company's called Omni. I forget what the unit's called. I've been following them since before they actually released the product, but it's basically a treadmill that has a stand that comes up and it like holds your body in it, and you kind of like run and crouch and you can jump, stuff like that. Um,
the meta thing. Sorry, go
no,
ahead.
go, go, go.
Meta, where they were talking about on the Active Reload podcast how you could watch courtside games and courtside sporting events. If you could sit courtside, but not courtside, if you could sit at like a dirt bike arena and watch the dirt bikes go by, that'd be cool.
Yeah,
Like
I don't really.
motocross. I know you don't like sports live, but to
I,
me, that would be really cool.
it's not even sports. It's just watching other people do things. I think that's the only exception of that for me is gaming. I'll watch people game, but that's it.
Or can you imagine a monster truck sitting, like putting a
In the
cam,
monster truck,
fixing it to the monster truck or whatever, and like, yeah,
you could do
that
multiple
shit would be
views too.
gnarly.
You could have first person from the driver's perspective. You could have one of those 360 cams above it.
I wanna see under the monster truck.
Hmm.
And, like, excuse me, in the monster truck, you probably don't even
People would
see
be
anything
throwing up
hardly.
all over their houses. All like,
Blue Thunder. Yeah, that'd be great.
Gravedigger.
Yeah.
um, yeah, I think the applications for it are pretty cool, but it's just not there yet for me. And I don't know if I'll have enough money when it is there for me to get into it. So I think for
What
now, 1080 or 1440p gaming, at high refresh rates is good enough for me.
we've really gotta hope that the sex-deprived men of Japan bring VR to the forefront and that VR can keep excelling and thriving and getting better because men in Japan have no sex.
Do they not? I mean, porn is typically what leads industry. So if you think about like
Oh, yeah.
DVDs, just the internet growing in general was dudes jerking off to porno. I mean, that there's so much money in it. It's ridiculous. But the porn industry, people might not even know. It really pushes the boundaries of what's capable in all like technological
Military and
situations.
pornos.
Yep.
AI robots or military and pornos?
100%.
VR, military, porno.
You guys don't know, but my AI robot's been slurping me up this whole time. She's a goddess.
Yeah.
But I yeah, VR is just not there for me yet. But Grant seems to have a good time with it, and that's
I
good
like
because people are actually playing it. I gave up on it a long time
you know what
ago.
I wanna do? I wanna go into the VR game where I don't know what it's called, but you're in, like, a bar situation or a wedding
Oh, and you're like
situation.
throwing bodies
You
around.
just throw people around and, like, throw them off the skyscraper and stuff. That
I,
looks awesome.
I think I don't know if you've seen it's like a medieval game or something like that where you're like sword fighting. If they were to do that the only way for me that would work though is if you had like actuated like pulleys on your arms that where you could actually feel when you hit something, because if you're sword fighting, let's say with somebody else in like a multiplayer situation, if you swipe through them and then you come back this way, that's not how it works. It's almost, I don't know how
The
they could.
question is, are we ever gonna see one where you can walk on, like, a circular treadmill or something and, like, move around, or is that too
That's already
difficult
a
to
thing.
do?
That's already a thing. So they use the Connect, the Xbox Connect, to track your feet, to track your foot motion, or they use these little like light boxes basically that strap onto your shoes and it tracks your feet. So that's what the Omni treadmill is. It's an
But you would need to be in
omnidirectional
it.
treadmill,
Okay.
but there's no moving parts to it. It's basically like PVC plastic, and you wear shoes that have PVC on them, so they slide when you walk. But because the thing's holding you around the waist as you're walking, you're not losing your balance or anything. It comes naturally. So that they're already there, and there are units that are way more advanced than that, where you can like do a lot more complex movements. But for that part, they're already there. There's games that do that. You can like walk to walk, and to sprint, you like kind of walk faster, and it'll sprint you.
Where I'm at is VR, like, get it perfect, I'll give you 4 or 5 grand.
Yeah,
Otherwise, I don't wanna fuck with you at all.
yeah.
That's where I'm at with it.
I've had
I
three
want I want
headsets.
the best.
Yeah, I've had three headsets, and I only bought the best one time outside of that beta or alpha or whatever it was, because there was no other option at that point. That was pretty much it. But I bought the HTC Vive original one, and that was cool, and that was the funnest part of that was showing it to other people who would never get to experience that ever. Like showing it to your mom or your grandma or your friends or whatever. That was the coolest part of that, was like breaking people into something that, because they don't have the graphical power to push, they would never experience it. Most people don't even game at that age. So that was my favorite part about it. There was like an art thing where you could like draw in 3D, and you could like draw behind you, and then you could sit back and like look at everything that you drew. It was really cool. And that was mostly what I put people into, because like, they get motion sickness quickly. So, but and then I got the um HP Reverb G2, which was like kind of like a middle of the road version, and I bought it just for sim racing, and it was just not. No, I didn't like it. I think that one was only $800, but the Vive was 1,300 when I bought it, brand. So yeah.
And for those who don't know, the Vive has like stands that you put in the corners of your house, of your walls
Mm-hmm.
to sense movement. The Quest doesn't have that. The Quest is just the headset.
Which the technology's changed a lot, and being able to like read around you, the headset itself, being able to read the environment and like track actual movement, it's gotten a lot better. I just
Yeah.
feel like that part is the part I care the least about, because I want to use it for racing games. So I don't give a fuck about how good the tracking is when I do 360, I want
Oh,
I want tracking just in my micro movements. Eye
oh,
tracking is a big thing.
yep.
When you look this way, this becomes the focal point of all the rendering. It's no longer on this, doesn't allow for the opposite side. There's a lot that goes into it.
I like the concept of the visual, like holographic outside of a VR set, like playing chess outside of
Yeah,
VR
AR,
on a
it's called
table.
augmented
Yeah,
reality. Yeah.
that'd be cool.
Yeah, Microsoft was the first big company to dabble in that. They had the big glasses looking thing. They were only AR. They weren't made for VR because they didn't black out everything. But that concept was cool. I think that's gonna mostly take over in like workspaces, because you can have infinite desktops and like infinite desktop space to put. You got your Pornhub over here, and you're playing your game. No one's really paying attention. Jerk, 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 jerk. You know,
I can't even imagine. I just I just think it'd be cool to like when I think military of all those video games we played growing up with the augmented reality. That's what I think of.
mm-hmm. It'll get there.
Seeing like a map moving
It's
around
like
the earth
it's
and
like
being
Google.
like, all right, we need to go into here.
Yeah, it's like Google Glass. Like they have those glasses where it's like a projected image on the lens, and um, I don't, I don't know. I mean, it is advancing, but I really wish a brand would just come out and be like, "This is made for racing only. It doesn't have fancy features. It just has basic features, and it just uses a fucking little fucking dot here and a dot here and a dot here, and a webcam to track what you're looking, and that's it. It doesn't need to be any more complex than that." But
You know what's funny? My dad today, we were looking at a boat show. This
mm-hmm,
is totally off topic. We're
whatever.
since I'm thinking of the prices of fishing, I mean of gaming.
Yeah,
We're looking at fish houses and we don't fish.
fish houses
So
for like
there's
ice fishing.
an ice house. Yeah, ice house was 27,000 and it was one that you just take on and off. It's got the stove. My dad goes, "I could buy a lot of fish for 27,000." I
Right,
was like,
and not have to
"Yeah, I
sit in the
think
cold.
and not have to go fucking fish." Yeah, that sounds like the way to do it.
Yeah,
But just think if they just put some money in some company, just let the government give a company some money for VR and make VR amazing.
the government gives no money to them. That's out of the
I know.
picture for me. It's funny. So I went to Greece.
I know. Well, I don't want my taxpayer dollars going to VR.
No, not necessarily, unless it's for porn. I went to Greece and we were on a yacht. Yada yada. This is not a normal thing for me. This was like a once in a lifetime kind of opportunity. Um, I was invited, and when we were out there, the boat we're on is probably a $20 million boat, maybe a little more. And then you see boats that are like $250 million. And you just and there's multiple of them, and you're just looking. I mean, these are like fucking 30-story yachts, a mega yacht, I guess is what you would call it, or whatever something that big would be. But it's just like the amount of money that you have, because though they don't live on those yachts, that's just a fucking vacation spot for them. Plus, that yacht is manned by like 150 people. You got the mechanical engineers. You've got the crew that keeps the place clean. You got the chefs. I mean, there's a whole operation there, and that's 24/7. Those boats can't be untended to. Obviously, certain aspects of it don't need people working there, but if I wish people like that would have more passion into putting money into random shit like the VR, and they just really just throw money at it with responsible people, and if they spend the money improperly, just take them in the back and remove of them. But there's so much money in the world, I don't know why things advance so slow. I mean, maybe it's just the limitations of what we know, but I feel like there's got to be a way to. I don't know. I guess Elon Musk is kind of like an example of that. Like he wants to go to space, so he's burning money trying to get there. So I don't know. I
He
guess it
burns
does
money on
exist.
things he wants to do.
Yeah,
And
which
and
is
and
fine.
some of those things they're decent.
I guess we're not going to be around long enough
But
to really be affected by most of it. You know,
yeah.
so it's more about,
Uh,
do we have kids and what are they gonna experience? Life on
Product shill of
Mars,
the day.
huh?
Product shill of the day.
What?
Um haven't tried it yet.
Oh,
Retro Fighters Defender wireless PlayStation 1, 2, and 3. I got this for my PlayStation 2. They recommended it at one of the local game stores in a different city that I go to. It's an awesome game store. He said that this one is the best company they've found to work for because they
she just
oh
got
man.
second place,
Oh no.
and the guy's
Better get a
emoting. The
defender.
guy's emoting on her.
Better play a good controller. You better get a good controller. Okay. Anyway, I wanted a wireless controller for my PS2. So they said customer service is great with this company. So that's
What
why I
is the brand?
got this. It's called Retro Fighters
Retro Fighters.
Defender. They make wireless controllers for N64.
Okay.
That was appealing to me. So if you want an N64 controller, you do that. I don't know. I'm gonna give it a try. It's kind of a weird shaped controller, so I did
It
hold
looks
one.
Xboxy, like an
Yeah, it's kind
Xbox
of a
style.
mixture.
I don't understand the Xbox controller. Like people like are like, oh my god, it's amazing, but like realistically, the only difference between an Xbox controller and a PlayStation controller is the center portion and the slight angle of the. Obviously that has to be a little different.
I like the Xbox One controller,
I'm
quite a
impartial.
bit more than a PS3.
I PlayStation 3 was too small. PS4 they widened it a little bit, so it had for bigger hand grips. But between like the PS4 controller, PlayStation 5, I don't know if I've ever held a PS5 controller.
Is there a weight difference? Quite a bit?
Probably. Battery technology's changed a lot. Plus, like the old rumbles that they had in the
I just
PS3 and
mean
PS4.
between Xbox and PlayStation, have you noticed a big weight difference?
I don't know. I always felt like the PlayStation controller was lighter, but that could
Yeah.
be just because I have more time with it. I don't know.
Or weight distribution
Maybe.
generally. This Xbox one's a little more bulky, maybe.
I don't know. I really
Um,
haven't I haven't played much on controller in the last couple years. I'm primarily mouse and keyboard, so
hmm,
unless I'm feeling lazy. But last thing I wanted to
that
say
ma-
was, if you haven't heard of Fleekazoid on YouTube, have you watched him before?
no.
Highly recommend. Underrated game reviewer. Underrated.
How do you
Highly underrated.
pronounce Fleek? Fleek?
Yeah. Fleek Azoid. He does high energy, kind of brutally honest reviews of stuff, and he's very entertaining. Probably one of the most entertaining people on YouTube. But he only does about one video every month or so. So there's not like a weekly content, daily content kind of guy.
So big energy gets put into that video, I'm
Huge
guessing.
energy, yeah. Like he's like yelling the whole time.
And lots of does he like clip it, edit it,
A
do a ton
lot
of
of editing. A lot of
okay.
editing. It's very, very entertaining. I'd seen him before, but I never subbed to him. Recently, I've been subscribing to people that I watch all the time, but never sub to. I have a lot of that where I just like watch their videos but don't subscribe to them. So, and Crazy Russian Hacker, aka Taras, whatever. He's trying to get back into YouTube again. He kind of faded out. He used to be really popular.
Haven't heard of him.
Crazy Russian Hacker.
I don't think so.
He just does like product reviews, but he used to do like little stupid experiments. But like TikTok and that kind of fast format stuff kind of knocked him off because they can do the same video he does in 20 minutes in 30 seconds. And the fun thing about him was he's like a real person, you know. He's not, you know, and he's from Russia, so he has like an accent. It's fun to make fun of his.
I immediately thought FPS Russia when you said that.
No, not FPS Russia. God damn, that's America.
Yeah.
Even his name is Kyle.
Yeah.
he was YouTube, man. He was the biggest thing on YouTube for a long time. If you didn't come to watch FPS Russia, what were you doing on YouTube, bro? Mm-hmm. Sad story along tied into that whole thing, but yeah, he's still around. He just doesn't do content on his channel. He does like a podcast thing.
Really?
Yeah, he's talked about a lot of like what happened back in the day. But
did anyone die?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it was
I'll have to
his
look into
partner. Whoever was getting him the guns wound up dying. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, that's too bad.
Well, when you're the biggest YouTuber and you are dealing in guns that are very rare, some people get hungry. So,
yeah,
I don't know. I'm not 100% like enlightened on that whole situation.
You know who hasn't posted in forever? Steve 1998 MRE. Come out of retirement, man. It's been months.
So
I need you.
Taras does the same thing. They were kind of like, you know, old MREs, and he was a little more extreme though. Like Taras would be like, doesn't smell good. That guy's just like, doesn't smell good.
Yeah.
YouTube's been okay lately. It hasn't died out for me. One of the biggest people I watch in the gaming sphere now is Dr. Disaster. Just for news. Like mostly news on like woke shit happening in the industry.
Haven't heard of him.
You should check him out. He's just pretty well spoken. Doesn't really. You kind of have to watch it. He's probably not for everybody. I turned Grant onto him just because he's like just kind of connected to the industry in a way that a lot of people are not. So he has a little bit more insight on things. He doesn't really divulge a lot about where he gets it, but it usually comes true. So there's that. I don't. YouTube's been pretty good to me lately. At least entertainment wise. If you don't, I was gonna say, the last two people.
Oh no, you're good.
If you don't watch Beard Meets Food, you should check him out. And if you
I recommend that as well.
If you like car stuff, Matt Armstrong. I don't know if you've heard of him before. He's a UK dude, but he does like crash damaged, fully destroyed cars, and he'll rebuild them. But he comes from a BMX background, so he doesn't even really. He's just learned over the years how to repair cars. His dad has a mechanic background, but he kind of like self-taught himself.
It's one of the things I wish I would have learned when I was younger. It's just maybe gone into some sort of fabrication school or learn how to do car repair.
Metal fab is one thing I wish that I was more in tune with when I was younger. Like my passions always lied with things I could easily access, skateboarding and video games. But if I would have got into welding at a young age, you know, we always did woodwork stuff, but like not. That is more of like an art. I mean, welding is an art too, but there's way more stuff you can do with a good knowledge of welding. Like if you know how to build out of wood, then you know how to build most stuff out of wood. But welding is like a whole, I don't know, you can just like, there's like no limits to what you can manufacture.
Do you used to watch West Coast Customs ever?
Oh yeah, hardcore. I hate them.
Exhibit?
Well, that was Pimp My Ride. I always thought those cars were so janky looking. It was so stupid. But West Coast Customs, they actually have a YouTube channel where they still post stuff every once in a while. And their builds are okay. I just don't like the owner. He's kind of a douche. He just, I just,
The shorter guy
yeah, Ryan is his name.
with the spikes.
hmm I don't
Yeah.
know if he still does that with his hair or not, but
I like
um,
Exhibit.
I guess I don't really
I don't know.
pay too
I
much
heard.
attention to him.
Do you ever hear the behind the scenes? Like they would get those cars, and they would be such shit cars sometimes that they'd have to go to an impound
Buy
and
another one.
find a different one because
Yeah,
those cars would be so broken down.
yeah, and none of the stuff they did to those cars added value.
I know,
Never. It was
dude.
too extreme. I
They
think that was like the part where people liked it. Like, oh my god, they put a fish tank in there.
Most people know I'm a big Mercury Cougar guy around here, but they did a 68 Cougar up on that show.
Oh
And
no.
they put it was horrible. They did a yellow paint job and they put a giant inflatable movie theater in the back that came out
I
and
think I
turned into a
remember that.
giant movie theater. And I was like, the fuck is that?
Yeah.
Like, no one's ever going to use that. It
Nah,
was the dumbest shit.
there's no way the work they were doing there was adding value to any of those cars.
Look what we got for you 3 PlayStation 2s in the truck.
We got you 3 PlayStation 2s and 5 4-inch monitors on the screen.
We hope your
Whoa.
battery dies in the morning. You
Right?
know,
We
like,
didn't change the
geez.
alternator out. We didn't add anything to your suspension with all the weight we just added to it, but hey.
There's a video of a guy who's like after my van 1 week after Pimp My Ride or whatever, and he's showing you like the day after I drove it away, the monitors, the all the electronics quit working, everything in there was like just jankily put in there
Yeah.
because they're on a time constraint.
Well,
And he
yeah,
said
because they're
it took
budgeting it.
months. It took months to get the van back. He said they took their vehicle for a long time, and he said he needed it for work. So then he didn't have a vehicle for months.
Yes, they probably what
So he
they
said,
do is they film stints of it because it's still a real mechanic shop and like a body shop, so they're probably like working on projects, and when they have enough free manpower, they would do that. But who really knows? I doubt they made much money filming that show. I think they gained more notoriety just in name alone than like popularity
yeah,
in name alone than actual like people are like, oh, I want my car to look like that car.
yeah.
But it was entertaining. I'll give them that. But also, I don't know how they pronounce it. Queso. It's Kasso. It's like a. Do you remember? What was that man network? Fuck, what was it called?
Spike.
Spike TV. There was something before Spike too, but it was the same. It was the
You
same
know,
channel.
Spike is Paramount now, right?
Is it? I don't
Yeah,
know. I don't know.
Paramount is Spike.
Wait, really?
Yeah,
Paramount?
Yellowstone, all those. That's the old. That's what Spike turned into.
Oh, that's weird. But anyway, do you remember the old? It was like a obstacle course show, and it was all
Yeah,
Asian
MXC,
people.
dude.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
most extreme elimination
Yes,
challenge.
yes. So it's basically a skateboard version of that, and they do like obstacle courses on skateboards, and
Really?
it's pretty entertaining. Yeah, it's not narrated the
What's
same
that
way.
called?
I just Casso or
Oh, okay. So
Kasso. It's not as extreme
that's
as
on
that.
YouTube.
Yeah, it's on YouTube. It's not as extreme as that, and it's not meant to be funny, but it is really fun to watch, and it's just kind of like decent skaters. Some of them are pros, and they're just doing obstacle course stuff and seeing who can get the furthest or do it in the best time. So it's not like traditional skateboarding.
I forgot Tony Hawk.
Go
Before we
for it.
go,
Yeah.
Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4, getting more and more news every day. The Barracks is pumping out news. Bam and
Wait, why
Tony
is
and
the
all the
barracks
skaters
pumping out anything on that?
because they were skating at the barracks.
Oh,
So they're pumping out information on it. But Tony and Bam got together and did the skate session. Anyway, long story short, they are not bringing back the THPS guys like Andy THPS who made the originals, like the and THPS 1 and 2, the remaster. They didn't bring back those guys from Vicarious Visions. So I don't know. No one knows how good it's going to be until it comes out, really.
they remakes or a brand new game?
So Andy THPS made the remake 1 and 2.
No, or what's
You,
coming out remakes or originals?
the new Tony Hawk is just going to be a remake of 3 and 4,
So a combo 3 4 like they did 1 2.
and they make all the maps really cool looking. and then they redo all the levels and add a few extra levels.
I don't know how I feel
The one
about
and
that.
the 1 and 2 remake was awesome.
I didn't play
But
it because I played 1 and
we
2.
talked about it last week. There was no horse, but maybe there wasn't horse in 1 and 2. If they don't bring back horse, fuck them, because that's the best multiplayer game in the game. I want multiplayer mode. I want to play horse because you get like 10 seconds in a certain spot. You get put in a random spot. And you have 10 seconds to do something and make your biggest trick out of it. That's what I like doing.
It's point based though.
Like
It's
own the
not.
spot.
It's not. Yeah, on the spot. Yeah. That wasn't Skate. That was
Yeah.
fun. I don't know. We always played Skate as in like kickflip no slide this rail, and then if you don't do it, then obviously you get a letter. We didn't do
Yeah.
like highest points. It was just do the same trick.
Yeah.
But I think that's just
Oh,
how
I
I
get
would
it.
replay it. Yeah. Other than that, I mean, let's see. Did I not get anything? VR, Fleek, Battlefield, race swapping, Snape, the bad guy now good guy. They're able to race swap him now that he's not a bad guy. Borderlands talked about it, and then Ubisoft. I wrote Ubisoft equals pussies. So, yeah.
Yeah, we didn't talk about Ubisoft much. I don't
No,
remember what you had to say
there's
about them,
nothing
but
really to say about them. They're just going through legal stuff, and it's about like sexual harassment and just
oh yes.
them
Yeah.
over virtue signaling to, counteract their true intentions and shit.
Did they make Borderlands?
No, that's 2K.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you guys for watching Not Married to the Name. We got you a nice long episode today after last week's shorter episode. So we
Oh,
appreciate you guys for coming by. Feel
oh.
free to like and subscribe
If you have a
for
huge
some
penis.
more content. We'd appreciate it.
Yep.
And we will see you next time.